I am speaking today with Michael Boapeah, who is fighting at the big Glory 100 card June 14th at the Rotterdam Ahoy. A big middleweight title fight, of course. This is going to be a huge event, obviously a milestone event, very historic. So, first of all, just how is everything feeling coming into this one? How's training camp been in preparation?
Yeah, me, I'm actually always in preparation, so it's nothing new for me. I feel good as always, man. I think I'm not even. I think I know I'm like fit. Yeah, I feel so good right now. I can't wait to show to show the people. Yeah, what I'm made of, man.
Now, I know you said it's nothing new for you. You're always in preparation, but being
Yeah,
part of a big card like this, like Glory 100, is that a little different? Is it a little more exciting to get to be part of this?
yeah, it's exciting, but like at the same time, you just look at it like it's just a normal fight. You don't want to make it bigger in your head that it actually is. But sometimes when I just sit on my couch, I used to think, whoa, like a couple of years ago, I was a young boy. I didn't fight at Glory. I always prayed and hoped to fight at Glory, and now I fight at Glory, and I'm also fighting on the biggest, yeah, Glory show ever. So, because you're in your focus, you don't want to think like that. But sometimes when you like take a moment and think about it, it's crazy. So I'm blessed, man, to fight at, yeah, such a big event. Yeah,
Absolutely, and not just fighting at the event, fighting for a title, fighting an
that
opponent who
also.
you're obviously very familiar with in Donovan Wise. But
True.
talk to me first of all about the matchup. You guys did fight once before.
Yeah.
What are you expecting to see from him here?
Yeah, I think the last fight was also the first time for me fighting at that was also a collision, fighting at a big stage. Unfortunately I lost that fight, but I gained a lot of experience, and that fight even made me, yeah, I think more a beast. Donovan Wiese is a good opponent, but he didn't like how he didn't avail, yeah, he didn't grow this in the 2 years I didn't fight him. So if he comes the way like he came the last time, it's gonna be yeah, it's gonna be a horrible day for him. So yeah.
Now, you touched on something there that I wanted to ask you about, and that
Mm,
is about growth. And you said he
yeah.
hasn't grown. So, conversely, how much have you grown since that first fight, and where do you think you've improved the most?
Yeah, a lot, but I grown a lot, and I think I showed that in the last 5 fights. I won them all. Hasn't been a single round that I lost these 5 fights. So yeah, the most what I grow is in my head. I always used to make a fight too big for myself, but it's for me. It's just a fight. I do this every day. Train every day. So now I just go to every fight like I'm going to training. I don't make it bigger in my head than it is. And uh, now that I understand that fighting is like, yeah, I see it as a game. It's not a game, but I see it as a game. But when I see it that way, I fight much better. I'm much creative, and yeah, look, yeah, how it came out for me the last 5 fights. So I'm sure I will also come out this time.
And like you said, you've won the five fights since that first meeting with Donovan in 2023. Aside from the mental changes, is
Yeah.
there anything that you attribute that success to?
Like to who I gained the experience of, you mean
Yeah,
like?
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, of course, the people around me, man. The people around me are so many people that I have to give the props to. My trainers, yeah, my family, because people know how much that title means, yeah, meant to me, means for me. So when I lost that fight, yeah, I was a little bit in a dark moment, but the people around me gave me the will, the motivation to tell me, hey, you lost, but it's a lesson. We know you, we know you're a soldier. So get well soon, and we believe in you. Sooner or later you will be champion. And if you think that way, you always think positive, and if you think positive, you always find a way to yeah, get back to the title. And look now, after 5 fights, I'm back. So the people around me are the most important people. Because those guys give me a lot of will, a lot of power, a lot of love. And that's why I fight for myself, but I also fight for them. Because they always believe in me. Yeah.
Well, it sounds like you've got a good support system there. Wanted
Yeah.
to ask you about preparation. We saw a UFC event this weekend where one of the fighters, Andreas Gustafsson, came out and said, "I never study my opponents. I never watch tape." When you
Mm.
prepare for an opponent, are you breaking down your opponent? Are you watching all his old fights, or are you focusing on your own ability?
Um, I think you can see it as a like a Netflix series. Me, I watch almost every day my opponent. I'm like that. Every fighter has his own way of going into a fight, but me, I'm someone I really love watching videos. So I'm like every day fighting with my opponent, and how more I watch videos, how more I understand the way my opponent is fighting. So when I'm fighting him, it's like I fought him 10 times before, in my head. So that's why for me it's much more easier to fight opponent, because I fought him like the whole camp, almost every day. So for me, it helps me, to watch a lot of film. Yeah.
Well, very, very scientific approach, obviously. I wanted to ask you a couple other things, kind of unrelated to this fight, but I wanted
Mm.
to ask you first of all about your nickname, Time Bomb. How did you get the Time Bomb nickname?
Yeah, as a lot of people know in Holland, when I was younger, I was always aggressive. That's also one of the reasons I started the sport. But like when you start the sport, you're not so, like, I had talent, but I was not the best of the whole gym. Like people do it maybe more than 10 years. And me, I'm someone, when I like lose a sparring round, yeah, I will get crazy. I'll like put on my gloves and say bad stuff about everybody. And, it was like almost every week that I did that. I was a young boy also, and then one time somebody called me like, "You're like a time bomb. You always go off. You always get angry." And then first I thought, time bomb, and then everybody in the gym keeps on calling me like that. And when I started fighting, like maybe 6 months later, I also knock a lot of people out. Then I said, "Yeah, man, time bomb is your name, because you always go off like a bomb." So that's why I get the name Time Bomb. Crazy, yeah.
It seems like you're much more patient in the gym now, I imagine.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm talking about like almost 9 years ago. So now I'm a different person right now. But in the beginning, I had a lot of anger in me. Yeah.
So the reason I asked, you don't
Mm.
really choose your own nickname, like you said, it gets
No,
kind of given to you. But you were a
but
coffin maker, I believe, and I thought like something to do
also.
with coffin making is kind of would be a badass nickname. Tell me, how did you wind up a coffin maker?
Yeah, I think at the age of 18, 17, I made a plan for myself in my head. I'm gonna stop school. I'm gonna focus on my kickbox career, because I really know and feel that I can be one of the greatest. That's what I had, that believe in myself. So yeah, of course, if you start the sport, it's not a lot of money you get. Even if you're not a professional yet, you're not gonna get a lot of money. So I needed money. To keep on focusing on my on my career. And yeah, as I just said, the kickbox didn't pay that time, when I was not a professional yet. So yeah, one day I asked my friend, I need work. I need work. Do you have work for me? And he said, yeah, I have work. My me, I work in a coffin. Yeah, coffin place. So I said, oh yeah, perfect. Let me work, because then I know I've always worked, because people always die. So actually, that, man, it came very random. Just actually one of my good friends, "Yo, do you have work?" He said, "Yes, I work in a coughing center." And yeah, after that, I was, training full time and working full time. As yeah, yeah, that's actually how it came. Yeah.
You're not wrong. Unfortunately, there's never a shortage of customers for coffins, but
Yeah, it was always work, even in the Corona time, man.
oh,
The work was even more than that time, you know. So, yeah,
so now that you've progressed and you've come up to these title
yeah.
fights, are you a full-time fighter now? Do you still have something on the
Now,
side?
no, now I'm a full time fighter. I think 2 years now. I'm working full time. Also, a big thank you to my to my sponsors. You know, Gelijk Geslaagd, OFC, Power Meals. You know, those they believed in me. You know, and I have like two, three big sponsors who help me every month. You know, so I can focus on my on my sport. And I think now 2 years we have a good relationship. These 2 years, and now that I can focus on my sport, the last 2 years I even grow more. You know, I have nothing to think less than kickboxing. You know, so that also really helped me in my yeah.
Well, that is good to hear. Great that you can focus on the fight, and obviously a
Yeah.
potential big payday here. I mean, if you win the title, that's even more exposure, right? Um,
Of course, yeah.
if that does come to pass, you go in at Glory 100, you win the title.
It
What's kind
will
of your?
happen.
It will happen. There you go. I love the confidence. What do you envision your reign being like? Do you want to be an active champion, or do you want to pursue a second title? Like, what's kind of your goal at the end of the day?
At the end of the day, I just want to be like I just want to let people remember me as like, yo, this guy. He feared nobody. He fought everybody, and me, I'm young. You know, I'm like 25, just turned 25 last month. I have a lot of fighting heart in me still. You know, so yeah, I would love to be an active champion, and I would love also to maybe be a champion in the other weight class also. you know. So I just want to be active, and after when I like checked all of my things what I do in kickbox, maybe I want to look and go to other sport. You know, maybe MMA, maybe boxing. But for now, I want to put my focus on the belt, and after the belt, I want to focus on a higher division, and then when I check everything, I want to look maybe to another sport. Yeah.
I was going to ask you just that. Obviously, we've seen Israel Adesanya go over. We've seen
Yeah,
Alex
yeah,
Pereira go over. So
yeah.
all that success, that's got to be tantalizing, right? It's there. It's possible when you see
It's
them do it.
possible. Yeah. When you see those guys do it, and I think my stand up is even better than those guys. Not to be cocky, but that's what I almost know. And you see those guys doing it so good in the UFC, making a lot of money, putting their family straight. Yeah, why yeah, it will be so how do you say, it will be so not bad is not the good word, but it will be like now I have the chance to fully focus on my career, so I want to take everything what's in it out of it, so why not try, not later when you're 50 and you think, oh, why didn't I try this, why didn't I try that, I want to try everything, so when I'm an old man later, I can sit down, chill, and think like, yeah, I done everything on my bucket list,
No
so yeah.
regrets. Yeah, no
Yeah,
regrets.
yeah.
Absolutely. Well, first up, title fight. I'm going to ask you one more question before I let you go.
Mm,
Just
no problem.
give us a prediction for this fight. How do you see Glory 100 finishing?
Yeah, I will see it finish with me as champion, man. The way it's gonna end, I cannot tell, I don't want to make people smarter, but for sure, if he acts up too aggressive, it will be a short night for him. Yeah. People who
Looking
know me, if you know me, you just click on my name, Michael Boapeah on YouTube. You'll see my fight. I'm always explosive. I always come, to hurt my opponent. And yeah, if my opponent acts tough, you won't see the 5 rounds. That's something I can give for sure.
Love it. Michael,
Uh,
thank you very much for the time. Best of
thank
luck
you
in the
also.
fight. Glory 100, June 14th at the Rotterdam Ahoy. Looking forward to it.
Love. Thank you guys.
You're very welcome. You have yourself a great day.
Yeah, on YouTube, bro. Love.
You too. Cheers.
Yes.